What is up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. Day 11 of Vlogmas. And today I finally got a car update for you guys. Finally got a good one. Very fantastic. And that news is the car's still messed up. Today woke up ready to go, ready to take on the day, ready to get my car fixed because the cap was coming in. I finally got a jack to lift up my car because the one I have in my car, it's bent because of some weird reason. A while back, I guess my dad or my brother used it and they messed it up. And I didn't know that until I tried to lift up my car the other day. And I got my hands on a jack, lifted up my car this morning. We went to the AutoZone to get a crossbar to take off the tire though. So before we lifted up the car, we went to go get a crossbar, lifted up the vehicle, took off the tire, then went to the tire shop. For some reason, I couldn't find the bar to my vehicle either. Weird. Everything was missing when I needed it. So we did all that, got the tire off, went to the tire shop, paid $41 for a new tire, used obviously, but that's a good deal, no lie. So we bought it, put it on, and then I waited for the cap today. But, with the mail services, you never know. Post office, it's either on time or late. They just come randomly where I live. But anyways, so I waited for as long as I could, but I had to come to work, and we had to take my brother to work because right now he's helping me get around until I get my car fixed. Well, we drop him off first because his job is closest to the house, and then my job is after that. So I came into work a little bit late, but that's okay. It's a slow day. So as we're driving me to work, and this is the crazy part, we're driving me to work, and I was like, what, let me check the post office one more time to see if my package got to the house yet. And while we're driving to my job is when I noticed that my cap had been delivered. So instead of coming straight to work, I told my employees, like, hey, I'm gonna take a little bit longer. I'm gonna go see if I can put the cap on and just bring my car. That way I don't have to keep relying on people to pick me up and drop me off. It's not fair to them. So he said, yeah, bro, I got you. Just take your time. I was like, all right, cool, bet. So go back to the house, get the cap from the mailbox. Of course, along the way, I stopped and buy some more brake fluid. And get there, I'll top off the brake fluid, put the cap on, instantly notice there is more pressure in the brakes. However, after pressing the brakes for a little bit, I noticed they started getting a little spongy again. So I'm like, you know what, let me just test drive the vehicle around the block a few times and see what happens. And of course, while I'm doing that, the brakes become a little bit more spongy and more and more spongy. Meaning that they were, the brakes were, braking, but the pedal was going to the floor and making a spongy sound. Like a sponge does, like something like that. But anyway, so I proceeded to, test drive the vehicle. Brakes were still not braking all the way, so I was like, you know what? Let me park it and let me check my wheels and everything. Check the brake master cylinder. That way, make sure there's no leaks or nothing. Check the brake master cylinder, and I noticed there's no leaks. Not from there, at least. That's a good thing. That means I ain't got to rip everything on from under the hood apart to get, take the master cylinder off. So then I look at my driver's side tire, the front, the back, check the passenger side, the back, and then I get to the front. Well, when I was checking the back tire on the passenger side, I kind of noticed there were some fluids and stuff leaking, like little lines and stuff leaking in the driveway. And I was like, oh, whoa, hold up, what's that? So then I look up to the other side of the vehicle where I had, pulled out and drove off to go test it. And I noticed there was more like fluid just going across the little street. And it was just like fluid. like water or something, and I was like, oh man, that's not good. So I go to check my passenger front side, and sure enough, it looks like the entire, like the wheel's covered in brake fluid. And I'm like, man, what the heck? So after I double checked it, I looked, I was like, yep, sure enough, fluid was leaking just from that one side, just from there. So that automatically told me either a hose is damaged, the brake caliper is messing up, and obviously something within it's messing up, but something is causing the leak from just that one side. So I'm thinking like, okay, I could just go buy the caliper, the hoses, everything, and fix it. But I'm like, you know what? Let me wait to spend money, remove the tire on Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning, and that way I have time to properly assess the situation and fix it properly. Because the last thing I want to do is, buy everything, spend like $100, $200, whatever on all the parts, and it's not something that I needed to do. Maybe it's just like maybe a screw came off from where you bleed the brakes. Maybe the hose is loose. Like, you just never know with these things. So yeah, I'm hoping the worst case scenario is that just the brake line is messed up and I don't have to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on parts. But what I am gonna do for sure, because I already thought about it, is like, while I'm in there, I'm gonna have to bleed the brakes anyways if I'm changing out the brake hose, right? The brake line. I'm gonna have to bleed the brakes anyways when I'm in there. So why not go ahead and just change out my brake pads? So I'm gonna go on either Saturday or Sunday, check everything properly, and if I need to, I'll just either get whatever I need to fix the leak, and then of course just change out my brake pads. And the reason why I'm not driving my vehicle, for obvious reasons, if your brake hose, like if your brake system is failing you in any way and you're having to push the brake pedal all the way to the floor, then automatically your car is not safe to drive. That's why I haven't driven it. Like, you're probably thinking like, oh, why didn't you just put the tire back on and then just drive it? It would have been an easy thing. Like, no, if your brake system is failing, then don't drive your vehicle. Like, that's the best advice I can give you. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know what? Fixing my brakes would be a great vlog video because obviously it would be for, a good, something good to show younger kids that might want to learn how to fix cars, how to fix some brake pads, maybe fix the calipers or something, whatever's wrong with my car, right? But yeah, so that's what I'm probably gonna do, is get that done. But I'm just like, man, I was so excited to get this cap today. I was like, I'm gonna be done, I'll have my car back. But luckily I tested everything before I attempted to drive it to work and everything. Because if I had been driving it and didn't properly test it to make sure the brake was braking like it needs to, then I probably would have, hurt, caused a wreck, wrecked my car and, caused somebody else to wreck. And that's a big no-no. Can't do that. That would have been completely my fault. So best thing I did was park the car and just wait, just wait for it for me to get everything and have time to properly assess everything. And obviously, it's not the ideal situation because, I'm 30-something years old. I don't like asking people for rides. And, obviously I don't want to pay for Ubers and stuff because those things add up quick. So luckily I have, my brother and his wife, they're offering to help me out, give me rides and stuff. And then of course, it's not like that big of a deal. Like, I don't need a ride like to work and then a bunch of other places. Like, I'll come to work and while I'm here, I have a grocery store next door. Like, literally I can walk like 2 minutes over here and buy anything that I need, like drinks, snacks, lunch, whatever I need. Of course, there's a couple of restaurants right here next to me. So if I do need something, I can just walk and grab it real quick. Don't really need my car, but I do need to get it fixed. That way I can pick up my kids next week and everything and have everything else go back to normal, because I need my car. Like, I just truly need my car. But I will update y'all some more once I have, more news. Because, yeah, I don't know if y'all were worried about that or not. I don't know if y'all caught that, but I have been mentioning that my car's been out of commission this week, and I've been getting rides and stuff. But we're gonna get it fixed, and I'm gonna do it myself. So it's like, man, I haven't worked on a car myself in a while. Like, I do my oil changes and everything myself, but I haven't had to get in under the vehicle and change the brake pads and stuff in a little bit of time. You're supposed to do them ever so often, check the brakes and everything, but I've been lacking on that. So this is what happens. I wasn't properly checking everything, and I guess I skipped changing out my brakes. I should have done it like maybe 2 months ago, but I wasn't thinking. A lot's been going on, so yeah. But anyways, we're gonna get it fixed. That's all that matters. Hopefully there's no serious damage. Hopefully it's a quick fix. Like, I can just get in there, hopefully have it done between an hour and a half, and have a car up and running in no time. But obviously, if y'all been enjoying these, this Vlogmas, hit the like button down below, hit the follow button, because it all helps out. You guys have been amazing by watching these videos. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I'm going to keep trying to put out more videos as this month goes on, and of course in the future. But until next time, guys, y'all stay safe. God bless, and peace.